Okay, we've gone through the wonderful process of lapping the rings, scope rings in and getting them right. And I mean, it was that compounds all over everything on the stock. I tried wiping it off. So be careful. If you do this, put rags or cover something up, or make sure you're not touching the stock with the lapping compound. After I've had a cup of coffee, took a break, wonder why the hell I make YouTube videos in the first place. Now we're going to go and remount the scope. You've already Loctited down the base of the rings and the base to the rifle itself that the rings, the bottom part of the rings attached to. That's all been put in, Loctited down. Now what you do is you put the scope in there and you tighten them top parts of the rings equally so there's a gap. Inspect it, make sure you got a gap. And you see my marks are there because that's how we lap them. And you just kind of eyeball it. You don't want one side sandwiched down on the other. And you leave it loose so you can move the scope somewhat. I kind of tighten it back up again, but you leave it loose. Pick it up, the highest magnification or whatever, and make sure you got the right eye relief on there. Okay? Once you got your eye relief set, don't worry about how level it is. Just make sure the distance is there. Now we're going to go, you should have a vise. All I have is this rest. And this is where your two levels in that lapping kit come in. One level, that square end, goes inside, it's magnetic. Get that inside the receiver, and then that way you just rotate this on this rest. Ooh, there we go. Until it's balanced. Now because the way this is, there's a knob inside there. You're gonna have to go off the top of the cap. And I've checked it. It's pretty level no matter, which way you turn it. And as we see, our scope is not quite level. So we're going to loosen these all up a little. And we're just going to turn that. See, it's good when you have a vise, because well, move it back and forth till you get it level. I'm going to do that without filming it. But once you get it level and that, then we're going to finally tighten the screws down with Loctite and get it on to there. Alright, I got the scope level. The action. What I'm going to do is go to the rear, and I'm going to just tighten these down. Sure I got a gap. And recheck the level, it's good. Then what I'm going to do is pull these out in the front very carefully. Put a drop of my Loctite on it. Get it started down in there. The other one out. Now your rear ring should be holding this in pretty good, so there's no movement. And the Loctite. Come on, come on. Alright. Now again, keeping an eye on that gap. You want to kind of keep it equal. Hopefully lapping it out. Didn't lap out so much. It's kind of touching. Now let me check the gap. Okay, so I tightened these back down. Level's still there. And the gap's fairly even. Now I'm just going to do the same with the rear ones. And then I'll come back and I'll tell you we'll torque them down in to the certain torque limit. Okay, so I got the Loctite on the screws. And Loctite doesn't set that fast. So you got a good 15-20 minutes. Now I set the torque to 20 inch-pounds. I went and looked it up, and they go anywhere from 15 to 35 or something. Depends on the scope manufacturer. One says 15 to 17, so I said I'll go with 20. And so then what we want to do, see how much movement. Again, you got to watch that gap. Tighten that one a little. Still a hair of a gap, and it's close though. Tighten this one. Here's a one. Here's two. Okay, torque. Take a rag, wipe off any excess thread locking compound, and we're going to check our level again. Our level's good. Now, good thing I filed. There's just a hair of a gap in there. I mean, they're pretty close. So and that's about it. Okay. Now we got the scope back on. As you see, it's a pain in the ass, but we did it. So that's how it goes. I'm not looking forward to doing this on all of these guns, but you never know. All right.